I walked away once, but my soulmate reunion was already written by destiny. My beloved child. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. You still believe that the day you walked away was the day your story ended. You remember the silence that followed, the unanswered questions, the empty space where hope used to live. You convinced yourself that distance had won, that destiny had changed its mind, and that some connections were simply meant to disappear forever. But what if I told you that the moment you turned your back was never the end of your journey? What if every step away was secretly leading you toward the very reunion you thought you had lost? There are moments that look like failure while they are actually preparation. There are goodbyes that feel permanent while they quietly build the bridge for a future hello. Right now, behind scenes you cannot see, invisible pieces are moving into perfect alignment. Someone connected to your soul has reached a place where pretending no longer feels possible. They have replayed your last goodbye countless times, searching for one detail they missed, one word they should have spoken, one chance they wish they had never wasted. Every sunrise reminds them that walking away never erased what was written deep within their heart. Don't skip. The next revelation changes everything you believed about your past. The road you called a mistake was never a mistake at all. It was the only road capable of bringing both hearts back together at the exact moment they were finally ready. You thought you were leaving the story behind, but destiny had already written another chapter before you even took your first step away. Listen carefully because this truth arrives only once for those willing to hear it. While you were trying to move forward, someone else was unknowingly following the same invisible path. Different places. Different faces. Different seasons. Yet every experience kept pointing back to the same unfinished connection. They laughed while carrying silent memories. They celebrated victories that somehow felt incomplete. They met people who admired them, yet no conversation stayed in their heart the way yours did. They tried convincing themselves that enough time had passed, but every attempt to forget only strengthened what refused to disappear. Strange coincidences kept surrounding them. A familiar song appeared without warning. A street reminded them of a forgotten promise. A simple phrase spoken by a stranger made them stop in their tracks because it sounded exactly like something you once said. They ignored these signs at first, believing they meant nothing. But the signs became impossible to escape. Every unexpected moment whispered the same message: the story was not finished. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The greatest surprise is not that your soulmate still remembers you. The greatest surprise is that they have begun questioning every decision that separated your paths. For the first time, they are no longer asking how life moved on without you. They are asking why every road keeps leading back to your memory. That single question has started a chain of events that cannot be stopped. The silence protecting this connection has begun to crack, and once silence breaks, truth always follows. Now another mystery is unfolding, one you never expected. There is a reason this message reached you today instead of yesterday or tomorrow. Timing has never been random. Destiny waits until both hearts have learned lessons that could not be understood any other way. You once believed that walking away proved the connection was never real. But what if walking away was the final test before everything changed forever? Somewhere tonight, someone is standing between fear and courage. They are looking back instead of forward. They are remembering your kindness instead of your goodbye. They are beginning to understand that the peace they searched for everywhere else quietly remained connected to you all along. They have not spoken yet because the moment has not completely arrived, but it is closer than it has ever been before. Every passing hour removes another layer of doubt. Every quiet thought brings them one step nearer to the truth they can no longer ignore. When that final wall falls, nothing will look the same again. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the reunion you thought depended on luck was never controlled by luck. It was written long before either of you understood why separation had to happen. And before this chapter closes, remember one thing above everything else: you did not walk away from destiny. You walked exactly where destiny needed you to go so it could bring your soulmate back when neither of you would ever choose fear over truth again. A quiet shift has already begun, even if no one around you can see it. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The distance that once looked impossible is no longer growing wider, it is slowly disappearing. Your soulmate has reached a moment where every distraction has lost its power. The routines that once kept them busy no longer silence the questions inside their heart. They keep wondering why your memory returns at the most unexpected moments. They pause in the middle of ordinary days because something familiar suddenly reminds them of you. They cannot explain it. They only know the feeling grows stronger every time they try to ignore it. The more they resist, the clearer the truth becomes. What they believed was over has never truly left them. Every quiet night carries the same realization: some connections cannot be replaced because they were never ordinary to begin with. The chapter you believed had closed has quietly remained open, waiting for the exact moment when both hearts were finally strong enough to read the next page. There is another truth you have not discovered yet. While you have been wondering whether they still remember, they have been wondering whether you would ever welcome them again. That single fear has kept them silent longer than they ever expected. They have imagined countless conversations, yet every version ends with the same unanswered question: what if I am too late? They replay the moment you walked away, searching for the instant everything changed. But the more they reflect, the more they realize that losing you taught them what your presence truly meant. That understanding did not arrive overnight. It was shaped through lonely mornings, unexpected reminders, and lessons they never wanted to learn. Now something inside them refuses to stay quiet any longer. A decision is forming. A wall is weakening. A door they believed was permanently locked is beginning to open. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next step will not happen by accident. It will happen because destiny has finished preparing what neither of you could have handled before. Now listen carefully, because this is where everything begins to change. The reunion was never waiting for perfect circumstances, it was waiting for transformed hearts. The person connected to your soul is becoming someone who finally understands the value of what they almost lost. And you are no longer the same person who walked away carrying only pain. Every challenge has quietly shaped you for the moment that is approaching. When two people grow separately in the right direction, destiny no longer needs to keep them apart. That is why the signs around you will soon become impossible to ignore. An unexpected message, an unusual coincidence, a familiar name, or a moment that feels too perfectly timed to dismiss may arrive when you least expect it. When it does, remember this message. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What once looked like the end of your soulmate story was only the silence before the most unforgettable reunion destiny had already written long before either of you believed it could ever happen. Everything changes the moment the waiting becomes quieter than the fear. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate has reached a turning point they never expected to face. For so long, they believed time would erase your memory, but time did the exact opposite. It revealed what was real. Every path they explored eventually circled back to the same unanswered feeling. They stopped asking why they missed you and started asking why every important moment in their life still felt incomplete without your presence. That question has become impossible to silence. Even the smallest reminders now carry unexpected weight: a familiar laugh, a passing conversation, a place they never thought about before. None of these moments seem random anymore. They feel like gentle invitations pulling them toward a truth they once tried to escape. They are beginning to realize that destiny never removed you from their life. It simply hid the next chapter until both of you were ready to understand it. There is something even more surprising unfolding behind the scenes. While you have been focusing on rebuilding your own life, unseen pieces have been falling into place with incredible precision. People are crossing paths they were always meant to cross. Opportunities are appearing at exactly the right time. Delays that once frustrated you are suddenly becoming the very reason future moments can happen perfectly. What looked like bad timing was quietly protecting something far greater than you imagined. Your soulmate is slowly gaining the courage they once lacked. They are letting go of old fears, old regrets, and old beliefs that convinced them they had already lost their chance forever. Every day that passes strengthens a decision they can no longer avoid. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the silence between you is no longer empty. It is becoming the space where the greatest surprise of this journey is preparing to appear. Now hold this truth close to your heart. The reunion will not arrive because someone forced it. It will happen because both hearts finally recognize what they almost allowed to slip away forever. That is the miracle hidden inside every season of waiting. The distance was never punishment, it was preparation. Soon, one unexpected moment will carry more meaning than years of silence ever could. A single choice will outweigh every goodbye. A single step forward will erase countless steps apart. When that moment arrives, you will understand why nothing happened sooner. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The story that seemed broken was quietly being rewritten all along, and what is coming next will reveal that the day you walked away was never the end of your soulmate journey, it was the exact beginning destiny had planned from the very first heartbeat. The moment you have been unable to imagine is now closer than it has ever been. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a reason your heart has felt different lately, even if you could not explain it. Deep within, something has already sensed the change before your eyes could ever witness it. Your soulmate is no longer running from the truth. The excuses that once kept them silent have started to disappear one by one. They have reached a place where holding back feels heavier than speaking honestly. Every memory they tried to bury has returned with greater clarity. They remember the smallest details. The conversations that seemed ordinary, the smiles they never appreciated enough, and the goodbye they now wish had never happened. What once looked like a closed door has slowly begun opening from the other side. Destiny has been patient because lasting reunions are never built on rushed emotions. They are built on transformed hearts that finally understand the value of what they almost lost forever. Another revelation is about to reshape everything you believed. The separation was never only about distance. It was about becoming the people you were always meant to be. Every challenge made you stronger. Every unanswered question made them wiser. Without realizing it, both of you have been walking toward the same destination from opposite directions. That is why unexpected moments will soon begin to feel impossible to ignore. A familiar name may appear. A forgotten place may suddenly become important again. A simple decision made on an ordinary day could change everything that follows. None of it will happen by chance. Every step has already been quietly connected. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The closer the reunion comes, the more clearly you will understand why every delay had a purpose. Destiny never forgot your story, it simply refused to reveal the ending before the right season arrived. Now keep your eyes open, because the next chapter will arrive when you least expect it. The person who once watched you disappear is preparing to stop watching and finally move toward you. Fear is losing its voice. Hope is becoming louder. The silence that lasted so long is reaching its final moments, and when it finally breaks, the truth will feel stronger than every doubt that came before it. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The reunion was never a distant dream. It was a promise quietly unfolding beyond your sight, and the first unmistakable sign that destiny has begun fulfilling that promise is closer than either of you realizes. The story you believed ended with one goodbye is about to prove that some soul connections are written so deeply that not even time can erase the path leading them back together. The final distance between your hearts is no longer measured by miles, it is measured by moments. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The destiny that remained hidden for so long is no longer working in silence. Every lesson has been completed. Every delay has served its purpose. Your soulmate is beginning to understand that the life they tried to build without you never felt completely whole. They have stopped asking themselves whether they should reach out. Now they are asking how they can make up for the silence that lasted far too long. That single change transforms everything. A heart that once hesitated is becoming courageous. A voice that stayed quiet is preparing to speak. The reunion is no longer just a possibility, it is becoming an unavoidable chapter waiting for its perfect moment. What looked impossible yesterday suddenly feels closer than ever before, because destiny moves the fastest when both hearts are finally ready to receive what they once feared. There is one last truth you must carry with you. Never believe that the waiting was empty. Every tear, every lonely season, every unanswered question quietly shaped the person you have become today. If the reunion had happened before now, neither of you would have recognized its true value. But today is different. The strength inside you has replaced the fear that once controlled your choices. The wisdom inside your soulmate has replaced the uncertainty that once kept them away. That is why the next unexpected moment will feel unlike anything you have experienced before. It may arrive through the smallest opening, a familiar message, an unexpected meeting, or a coincidence too meaningful to dismiss. When it happens, your heart will recognize it before your mind does. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the greatest miracle is not that destiny remembered your story. The greatest miracle is that it never stopped writing it, even during the chapters that felt completely silent. As this message comes to its close, remember what has been true from the very beginning. You did not lose your soulmate when you walked away. You stepped into the exact journey that would prepare both of you for a love strong enough to last. One day you will look back at every goodbye, every delay, and every painful question, and you will realize they were never signs that destiny had abandoned you. They were proof that destiny was protecting a reunion that needed the right time to unfold. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next page of your story is no longer waiting to be written, it has already begun. And when your paths finally cross again, you will understand that the day you walked away was never the moment your soulmate's story ended. It was the moment destiny quietly smiled, because it already knew exactly how the reunion would find its way back to you. The ending you feared has never existed. It was only the beginning wearing the disguise of goodbye. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As you listen to these final words, understand that destiny has never been racing against time. It has been shaping two hearts until they could finally recognize the gift standing before them. Your soulmate is no longer the person who once let fear decide their future, and you are no longer the person who believed silence meant rejection. Everything that separated you has quietly become the very reason your reunion will carry a depth neither of you could have imagined before. Every unanswered question has created wisdom. Every lonely season has built patience. Every moment of uncertainty has strengthened a connection that refused to disappear. That is why the future approaching you now feels different from every hope you carried in the past. This time, it is no longer built on wishing. It is built on destiny completing what it started long ago. One final mystery remains. Somewhere, even now, a decision is being made that will ripple through both of your lives. Your soulmate may not fully realize it yet, but their heart has already chosen its direction. The walls they spent years building have become too fragile to hold back the truth any longer. Soon, they will understand that the greatest risk is not reaching out, it is allowing another day to pass without honoring what has always been real. When that realization becomes impossible to ignore, the silence will finally end. You will look back on this very moment and understand why this message found you today instead of any other day. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because destiny always whispers before it speaks, and it always prepares the heart before it changes the story. The signs you notice next will not be random. They will be gentle reminders that the chapter of separation has already begun fading into the past. Now carry this truth with confidence as your journey continues. Never measure your story by the moments you lost. Measure it by the strength you gained while you kept moving forward. The path ahead is no longer defined by regret, but by possibility. The reunion written for your soul was never erased by one goodbye, one misunderstanding, or one season of silence. It remained patiently waiting for the exact moment when both hearts would finally choose truth over fear. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The greatest revelation is this: destiny never asked you to be perfect. It only asked you to keep walking. And because you did, the story that once seemed impossible is already unfolding, one extraordinary moment at a time. The reunion you thought belonged only to your dreams has been quietly making its way toward you all along, proving that what is truly written for your soul will always find its way home.